Good morning, guys and girls. Another video today on the P38. If you've seen the last one, we had it all repaired, got it back, and the only issue we had was a horrendous noise through the stereo, a whine. So we found the cause of it as such. It was the amp in the driver's door. So we're going to rectify that today and also fit, hang on, a set of three-way focal components. I'm not going to amp them. I'm going to run them straight off the aftermarket head unit. So I'll show you what needs to be done if you need to do the same thing. So let's get the door card off and crack on. Right, so as you can see, we have the main low bass driver there, the tweeter on the top here, and then actually screwed to the door card is the mid-range. That is the amplifier. So we're going to whip, this out, and we're going to whip this out. We don't have to worry about that just at the moment, but we're going to get these two bits out and we will go from there. Right. So what do we get in the box of the Focal Access 165 AS3s? A manual, which always helps. Packing. So we've got a main driver, the bass driver, the tweeter, and the mid-range, and a crossover. What do we get in here? Nothing else in there. Nothing under there. Oh, a bag of screws and spire clips, and a tweeter, and I don't think, what's that there? There's a surface mount tweeter. Only one of them though. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Two. So two surface mount tweeters if we want them. Other than that, we have stuck to the magnet the tweeter clamps, 4 small screws and 4 nuts and bolts. I presume that will become evident. Right, so let's get these in the car. Right. So I've got the old speaker out of the car. I've pulled the gasket ring off the front, and then you can just pop this speaker out of the holder. So we don't need that anymore. So that can go. So then we can get our aftermarket one, and it drops straight in. So we can screw that to that base, and then we'll use the gasket again to go around the outside. We'll give it, stick a bit of tape on it, stick it down, and then that can go in the car as it is. Right, so onto the car. That might be a bit bright. Oh, stick it up there a bit. Right. So that is the plug that plugged into the amp. That's the plug that went into the woofer, and as you can see, green and black, and on here, green and black. So the amp has a feed, so it has a positive, negative, and obviously a speaker in. the outputs are the green and black, the black and white, which are there, green and black, black and white, and the tweeter, which is black and white also, but it has a resistor in there to dampen down the noise, or sorry, dampen down the noise, to fade out the unneeded frequencies for the tweeter. And as you can probably see on here, you might just be able to, the white, both the white and blacks are joined. So we need to cut this plug off and put some spades on for the speaker, and we need to cut the green and black off of here and put some fork connectors on to go into the crossover, and we need to do the same for the mid-range, and then we need to do the same for the tweeter. So we need to work out which one of those are the tweeter, but we will I'll do that off camera, because obviously I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs on how to cut plugs off and crimp some on. So I'll get on with that now. Right, so I've put that in behind the original bolts, and I've added some extra screws just to be sure. I've also scalloped this out with a grinder so we can get the crossover behind it that's attached to the door. So now it's a matter of just putting it all back together. I've created lots of manky dust from cutting that off, so I'm going to need to give everything a wipe down afterwards, but we're pretty much there. So, yeah. Let's get the door card back on. Right, we're in and all back together. Now, I have surface mounted the tweeter on the angle because I didn't really, it wouldn't fit nicely behind, and it didn't, I didn't want to drill a massive hole in them. I know I could probably easily replace them, but as you can see, there's the lines there. So the screws went through those, and I've spire clipped them at the back. So, all right, focal isn't straight, but they're tucked up there nicely, and they point at me instead of at the dash binnacle. So I thought that's probably the best way. Now, because these aren't amped, you've got to have the head unit a lot louder. The volume adjustment, so I've got to turn down the volume adjustment on the sub amp, because that is, you know, really loud when this is at a normal volume. So I've got to adjust that. Maybe I will amp these later, but for now they're in. So that's just a quick show of how to, you know, put them in the Range Rover. Hopefully I've shown you everything. I'm going to do the other side off camera, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, on the driver's side, it was the yellow speaker cables that are the feed in from the head unit. So, yeah. So now I'm going to do the other side, put the other side in, and then I will show you what I'm going to do with the backs for now, because I haven't got any replacement speakers, but I need to get them off the amps. So I will just rewire them now and then replace the speakers when I can. So I'll come back to you shortly when I'm on the back. Right, so as you can see, we've got a pretty similar setup to the front. We've got the big bass driver in the bottom and the mid there in the door card. So what I'm going to do for this one is I've got some Phoenix Gold crossovers. So I'm going to put these in the doors for now, and run the mid as a tweeter, and then obviously the bass as the woofer, and then put these in until I get some replacement speakers. But at least I've got these to use for the time being. I was just going to run the main woofer, but I've got these in stock, so I may as well use them. So yeah, I'm going to put these in now, connect them up, job's good. There we go, it's in. I've just got to put the door card back on. Well, I should test really before I put the door card back on, but I'm pretty confident, so I'm just going to go for it. Right, the rears are done. I said I wasn't going to check it before I put the door card back on, and I didn't. And this side doesn't work. So I thought, let me do this side, the other side, and see if that works. And that side works. So I connected the feed in straight to a speaker and got nothing. So there's obviously an issue connection wise between here and the head unit. Now I've checked the head unit, fade and balance, etc. That's all fine. So whether the wires that go down there that have been repaired, maybe these ones were missed, or there's another problem with these that you don't hear, I don't know. But they were working, weren't they? Because we had the noise since on this through the amp, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take the door card back off and go through it all again, and maybe just connect the speaker straight up and see what we've got. But that one over there works absolutely fine, so I will investigate this further now. Right, well, I took the door card off and had a look, and everything seems to be correct. So I've literally run a wire straight to that crossover, straight to the head unit in the right output, and it's working. And I've done the fade and balance just to make sure that is the right one, and it is. So the stereo is definitely putting it out, so there must be a problem between the head unit and the back door. Marvellous. Time to put in a new bit of wire as a quick fix, or we take it all apart and see if we can find it. That's probably the best way to do it. We'll have all this door, kick panel off and have a look and see if we can trace it. Okay, we've done some investigating. I've pulled this up and I can see where he's repaired the wires that were broken. I found the blue ones which are on the back of the head unit. It obviously changes colour when it goes in the door. And I've checked continuity with my multimeter between here and the head unit. One of them is broken. This one with the black trace has got continuity, this one hasn't. So there's obviously a break between here and there, so at least I'm getting closer, and I'm wondering whether that was the problem before, wondering whether this broken wire was shorting or something, and that's why it's making the horrible noise. But anyway, we've upgraded the speakers, so I'm not too worried. Right, I will now tape those up and I will continue to trace it back. Worst case, I can go a bit further in the kick wheel and maybe add a bit of wire from there to there if we can't find it within the loom. That won't take much. So, right, I'll get on. Right, that wire goes to a plug here, there and there in the footwell. Now, the dash end, we have continuity between that and the head unit. So it's obviously a dodgy wire or dodgy connection, this plug. So I'm going to plug it all back in, give it a squirt of contact cleaner, plug it all back in, and we'll see if that resolves it, if it's just needed a bit of a wiggle in the plug. Fingers crossed. Right, we've sourced it. It is that connector. It was getting a little bit of connection, not a great deal. So as I say, I've put a wire either side of it and we've got sounds in the back. So I need to clean that connector up and hope for the best. Okay, we have it all working and all set up. It sounds quite good actually, I'm quite impressed. What I did do was, don't know if, yeah, there you go. I installed a little switch down there on the remote wire for the sub. The reason being, when poor old Dexter's in the back, wherever he's gone. Dex, come here. Yeah, when he's in the boot, even if you can't turn the sub off, you can only turn it right down. And I was still worried that that's pounding him in the head. So I put a switch on the remote wire so I can just flick the sub straight off and then flick it on when I want it. So yeah, I think we are done on this audio. upgrade. Eventually I'll probably get around to putting some speakers in the back, but the Harman Kardon ones are doing a fine job as they are, so they'll stay for now. So anyway, that's a little tip, a little guide for you, see what you can do. So thanks for watching, like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very soon in another video.